Imagine for a moment that you're standing in the center of a vast, dimly lit museum, the kind where each exhibit is a window into the workings of the mind. In this space, the air is thick with the scent of old books and polished wood, and you can almost hear the faint echoes of thoughts past. As you move from room to room, each exhibit illuminates a part of you that you didn't even know was there. It's mesmerizing, isn't it? This museum is your mind, and tonight we're wandering through its hidden corridors to uncover the forces that quietly shape your world, your cognitive biases. Picture this. Your mind is an elaborate library filled with endless tomes of experiences, beliefs, and memories. But the shelves are far from straightforward. They're arranged by biases that filter and color every page you read. You're the librarian, yet these biases often act like unseen puppeteers, pulling the strings of perception and steering your decisions, sometimes without your conscious consent. Take, for instance, the anchoring bias. It's as if someone slipped a heavy anchor into your thoughts, weighing them down with the first piece of information you encounter, even if it's just a fleeting whisper. So imagine you're shopping for a new car. You hear a price, perhaps a bit inflated, but it sticks. Every subsequent price, no matter how reasonable, seems to orbit around this initial figure. It's the power of the anchor, a bias that subtly skews your judgment without you even realizing it. Now let's venture deeper into this museum of the mind and find a room filled with mirrors. But these aren't ordinary mirrors. They're enchanted, reflecting a world where familiarity often breeds preference. Here lies the mere exposure effect. Picture yourself tuning into a song you've never heard before. At first, it might be just noise, but repeat exposure transforms it into a melody you can't resist. This bias nudges us toward the known, the familiar, because in the unpredictable landscape of life, familiarity feels safe, comforting, like a warm blanket on a cold night. As we stroll through this hall of mirrors, we can't ignore the confirmation bias shimmering in the glass. Imagine a filter, like a lens through which you view every encounter, every conversation. This filter delights in validation, in reinforcing what you already believe. It's a magnetic pull toward agreement. You read an article, watch the news, talk to friends, and your mind yearns for those delicious moments of affirmation that say, "See, you were right all along." The allure is both captivating and deceiving, as it blinds us to the broader, often more nuanced reality that lies just outside our field of view. Next, we find ourselves in a corner of the museum where the lighting dims further and shadows dance playfully along the floor. This area is home to the halo effect. It's a soft focus lens through which we see the world, where a single glowing attribute can bathe an entire person or situation in light. Think of a charismatic individual whose charm feels like sunlight. In their glow, flaws and imperfections fade into the background, barely noticeable. Here, the mind's tendency is to assume that beauty or charisma equates to goodness or competence, a bias that can lead us astray, but also highlights our craving for simplicity in an often complex world. As we explore this museum, there's an odd comfort in recognizing these biases. They reveal our shared humanity, our universal quest for efficiency in thinking, to lighten the cognitive load. And yet, to truly understand them is to wield a mighty key, a key to introspection, where we can start to adjust the lenses through which we see the world. By becoming aware of these biases, it's as if we flicked on a light switch in this dimly lit museum. Suddenly, the exhibits are not mere shadows, but vivid displays, inviting us to question, to challenge our initial impressions. Awareness allows us to pause, to reflect before we judge, to pivot from knee-jerk reactions to thoughtful responses. It's empowering, isn't it? As if you've been given a compass in a world of ever-spinning dials. And so, as we leave this museum of the mind, take with you the insight that these biases are not foes, but facets of our complex psyche. They are the mind's attempt to simplify an overwhelming world. By understanding them, we learn to navigate life's labyrinth with greater clarity, embracing the nuances and textures of reality with open eyes and an open heart. Remember, it is in the gentle acknowledgement of our biases that we find the courage to explore the world beyond them, enriching our lives with depth, understanding, and a newfound sense of freedom.